the workforce job market would be changing drastically. Businesses are trying to determine how to use AI. Your biggest challenge is going to be how to stay viable in the future. Over 50% of workers plan on seeking out a new role this year. It's really important from my perspective, and I'm sure from yours, that you understand where there are current opportunities. That's going to be key to your future growth. Hey there, Insider family. It's Cindy Thomas, your career coach and strategist, and you are listening to the top-rated Insiders Career Club podcast. Today, I'm going to be sharing the second half of America's top fastest growing jobs in the U.S. We're going to start at number 11. Part one of this took us from 1 to 10. So if you have not heard that, please go back and listen because there's some great jobs in there. Okay, and with that in mind, let's get started. So we already know from listening to the first part of this series that the World Economic Forum warned in 2003 that the workforce job market would be changing drastically. And truly, unless you've been under a rock for the last number of years, you know and you have seen some of these changes that have happened in the world of work. You may have even been affected by it. So the changes are happening because businesses are trying to determine how to use AI within their current business structures. Now, I know that they understand they need to make some changes. And when they do, they are also trying to determine how that is going to affect their workforce, whether they're going to be adding people or letting people go or changing departments or making whatever tweaks to the business that they need to make. As a career professional, your biggest challenge is going to be how to stay viable in the future. And so one of the best ways to do that is to stay as informed as possible as you possibly can. Many of you are trying to figure out where you go from here because you've been downsized or you've had your job eliminated or maybe even your whole department if you were working for the government. So let's just move on to one other point I want to share with you. This information that I am giving you today comes from LinkedIn's research, okay? Over 50% of workers plan on seeking out a new role this year. That's according to LinkedIn's data. But a lot of you are unsure exactly how to do that. And so it's really important from my perspective, and I'm sure from yours, that you understand where there are current opportunities. That's going to be key to your future growth. So let's get started. Number 11 on the list is a commissioning manager. Now, what they do is they lead the testing and validation of complex construction and engineering projects, like things like data centers or any other big construction projects that are around. They ensure that they operate safely and functionally. Industries where you'll find this role are engineering services, IT services, IT consulting, machinery manufacturing, or basically any kind of construction company. So if you have electrical testing, piping and instrument drawing, or equipment testing services, this might be something you want to check out. Some of the soft skills that you're going to need, if you don't already have them, are analytical skills and problem-solving skills. Now, number 12 on the list is venture partners. Venture partners support firms by sourcing opportunities and offering strategic guidance across investments. They work in capital market industries, technology and internet, business consulting and services. Now, number 13 is a field marketing representative. Now, what they do is promote products or services directly to consumers or customers via in-person events, retail sites, or other channels to drive awareness and generate leads that the positions might go by. It just depends on the organization and how they term to name it. So some of the industries that you'll find this role are services for renewable energy, food and beverage manufacturing, food and beverage services. Every business with products or services needs some form of this kind of individual. So if you have strong relationship management skills, it's consultative sales experience, market planning or analysis, or market analysis skills, this might be something that you will look into. And some of the skills that you're going to need are resilience, flexibility, and social influence. Now, next up on the list at 14 is a fundraising officer. Now, if you've been around not-for-profits, and most of us have had some kind of experience with them, you know that fundraising officers are found in not-for-profit organizations. What they do is develop and implement strategies for those organizations to secure financial support for business projects or nonprofit activities. They serve as a bridge between the organization's needs and potential donors. And it's a key role. It sounds like it's easy, but it's not. You are convincing people to invest in your not-for-profit and with their dollars. And so you have to have a high level of emotional intelligence, resilience, strong social skills, and you have to be creative because you're coming up with ways to find these donors and ways to approach them. So next on the list is background investigators. And what they do, I'm sure you've heard of background investigators. They verify personal, professional, and legal information to ensure that individuals basically are who they say they are and that they meet the eligibility requirements for employment, security, or other compliance purposes. Now, you'll find these in most background services companies. And just in case you didn't know it, most companies don't have their own background services. They employ the services of people who specialize in that. So you would not be working directly for a company for the most part. You'd be working for a background services company. So if you've done background checks, private investigations, general investigations, check this out, okay? You need strong analytical skills. Attention to detail is also needed for a role of this type. Now, number 16 on our list is business development executives. Now, these are high-level positions. It's not like a senior salesperson, a field salesperson. These business development executives truly are executives. They identify growth opportunities and build strategic partnerships for businesses, and they drive revenue growth through new clients and revenue streams. Now, the industries that you'll find these in are not-for-profit organizations, tech and internet, research services. But I know that there are other businesses that have this kind of a role. And when I was working in pharmaceutical companies for the last 13 years, we had business development executives. And they are at a high level. They're generally at a VP level. They are interacting with C-suite executives. So this is a very senior type position. Some of the common experience that you'll need for this kind of a role is sales management. Customer relationship management is the big one, or inbound lead generation. But remember, again, this is experience at a very high level as you are dealing with higher levels of management. You need good analytical skills. You need to be creative, be able to solve problems, and have strong social influencing skills. Number 17 on the list, data technicians. And what they do is install, maintain, and troubleshoot computer servers, storage systems, or other hardware to ensure reliable data center operations. You'll find these types of positions with any kind of IT services or consulting, tech and the internet, and other roles or industries like staffing and recruiting. This would be a good transition for people that have been in data infrastructure, data operations, or have cabling experience. Number 18 on the list is travel advisors, but this is an option for people that have travel planning experience. And the industries will be travel arrangements, hospitality, technology, and the internet. I do want to spend time on this next role. It is a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Now, what they do is they assess and diagnose mental health conditions. They manage treatment plans and provide ongoing therapeutic care for patients. Now, we all know nurses. Nurses go to school, they get their BS or BA degree, whatever it is. It's probably a Bachelor of Science, but they are, their degree, they're college educated individuals. These individuals have a little more experience in that. It may be 1 or 2 more years to become a nurse practitioner. And the reason for that is because they are diagnosing, in essence, taking the place of a doctor. So they have more experience and are credentialed. These individuals are working with psychiatric care patients. And so that's a different twist. And what you need for that is you need your NP, of course, but you also need to have experience with psychiatric care, behavioral health nursing, medication management. You need soft skills too, analytical skills, strong resolution skills, and very good people skills. And I would have to say you kind of have to be a little bit fearless to do that kind of a role because you are dealing with people that have mental issues. And there would be a high demand for this kind of a role right now. Number 20 on our list is quantitative researchers and analysts. So what they do is they build and test mathematical and statistical models to support investment, trading, and risk decisions. You'll find these positions in capital markets, technology, internet, and research services. So if you have experience with algorithmic testing, statistical research, or back testing, this would be an option for you. You need analytical and problem-solving skills. 21 on our list is financial analysts and planners. They're also known as wealth managers. Now, what they do is they help individuals or organizations manage their finances and achieve financial goals by providing recommendations on saving, investing, and budgeting. So if you've been in wealth management services, retirement, or estate planning, you could look deeper into these roles and see if it just maybe is a fit for you. Now, number 22 on the list is construction. What these individuals do in construction project lead is oversee the end-to-end building projects, coordinating tasks, guiding teams, so that's management experience, and managing resources. You'll find these roles in real estate, IT services and IT consulting, technology and the internet. But you're going to need some soft skills, strong analytical skills, problem-solving skills, as well as innovative thinking. It's important for this kind of a role. Number 23. Getting close here, folks. A legal researcher digs into the laws, cases, and regulations and precedents that shape how attorneys build their arguments for court and make decisions. Their job is to find the most relevant, reliable, and up-to-date information so legal teams can act with confidence and they know the latest precedents. So you'll find these roles in law firms, corporate legal departments, government agencies, court and legal systems, academia and legal research institutes, compliance and risk management departments, intellectual property and entertainment, nonprofits and advocacy organizations, legal tech, and IT companies. So if you have some law experience, like maybe you went to law school but didn't finish, maybe you're a paralegal or some other similar type of experience, this may be a right position for you. Number 24, only 2 more to go. Public affairs specialists. What they do is manage an organization's communications with the public. They develop external messaging, responding to public inquiries, and supporting community and media relations. Now, these pushes military and international affairs, advertising services, and research services. So if you have some kind of experience in the media, in front of a camera, broadcast journalism, media or press relations, this is something you consider if you want to stay in this particular career arena. And lastly on the list is benefit advisors. Now, what they do is help individuals and organizations manage employee benefit programs, from enrollment decisions to program design and administration. They may also spend time helping the businesses select different organizations to engage their particular services for benefits. Now, the industries where you'll find this kind of a role is insurance, business consulting and services, tech and the internet. You're going to need strong analytical skills and social influencing skills for these positions. You've got to be able to understand the nuances of all the different kinds of insurances and programs and levels of benefits. So this is for people with benefits design experience, administration, or health and welfare experience. This could be an easy transition for you. Now, that's it for the list. And remember, this information is coming from LinkedIn, not me. So they've done their research, and this is the data that they have come up with for the top 25 fastest growing jobs in the US today. Now, if you listen to the podcast, I hope you are taking notes, because now I just want to share a little bit about how to go to the next step to find out more about these positions. First is you're going to look up the positions and find out what the qualifications are and the educational requirements, if there are some, like especially for nurse practitioners or wealth management people. The second thing is you're going to go to LinkedIn and you're going to see if you can find people in those roles. Now, this may be a little squirrely for those that have never reached out to anybody that they don't know on the internet, on LinkedIn. But I guarantee you that if you approach it in the right way, individuals will be receptive to you. Let them know that you are someone that is interested in their particular position and expertise, and you'd like to know a little bit more about it. Be very polite. And if they say no, thank them for their time for reading your email. But just go and find another person who may be amenable to you. And then you can figure out and have a better picture of whether or not that type of role is worth it for you to invest your time and money. So that is it for me today. I hope that you found a couple of positions that you want to look into. And I want to tell you good luck, okay? Until next time, take care.